So we're looking at a totally different way to think about farm empires for your main account. A lot of times with a farm, it's an account you're going to log into repeatedly, build it up until it's producing the type of resource that you want to use so that you can send it to yourself or raid that farm on a consistent basis to get that resource or resources. And it's something that's going to stick around with your main empire. This is a totally different idea. This is how can you take advantage of events to quickly build up a farm with millions of resources that you will then loot until they're gone, and then just leave that poor little farm as a withered husk of a empty empire. So events are much easier to complete when you're a new empire. There's things like leveling up your hero, leveling up your citadel. Very easy to do when you're new. Very difficult to do when you're going from C18 to C19 or hero level 34 to 35. So on the screen here, I just opened up 50 troop trainers resource chests because I won. I came in first place in an event with this little farm empire that's about 12 hours old. So see what I got here. 8 million energy times 2, 10 million food times 6, 12 million gil times 3, 12 million metal, more food, 30 million stone, another 50 million gil. Look at all this insane amount of T1 resources, 60 million energy at the end there. And that's not all. So they also gave the 50 troop trainers resource chests. I just opened those before I started recording because I thought those were going to be like training speed ups and stuff, but they were resources. The builders resource chest also, 50 of those. So we're going to open those and see what's in there and see what we can accomplish with this farm. So particularly pay attention to events like this one, Arden's Assault. This ends in just a couple hours, but when it first came on, it lasted for 2 or 3 days, I think, where you score points by collecting tokens, metals, feathers, whatever, but you get those items by completing other events, such as a build event or here's a research event. You can see tier 1, you get 12 of the tokens, tier 2, 36, tier 3, 312, etc. So when this ends in 50 seconds, a build event will come on. And that's really helpful to a brand new empire. Once you get to C5, actually C4, you upgrade to C5 to complete your first build event, which will give you like 360, in this case, tokens. And you can see 864 was T1 prizes on that. And T1 prizes had a bunch of gold and 9 of these Black Friday blowout chests, one of which was like a million experience item, which let me do another event. You can see how it works. But if I had built this farm a little bit earlier, I could get the tier 2 prizes, which will give a bunch more chests, plus 18,000 gold. You see this empire has 17,000 gold already. If you can get something, we're getting a lot of gold, you can buy 15 million of whatever resource you want for 26,000 gold. So even if you don't get lucky and win an event like I did, one of the Black Friday chests had a bunch of ether. Then I used all the ether in the proving grounds, and that's how I won the event. But even if you don't get lucky and win an event and get crazy amount of resources, you can still pretty quickly build up a farm with, like, say, 30 million energy if you complete those events, get the gold, and just buy the energy. And then you can loot that with your main empire, and you'll get 21 million of the 30. So the guy was out hunting a cactar, which is a pretty cool little creature to have out right now. So just completed another event, got some more chests. Look at all the stuff they just shower on new empires. Look at all this stuff I have here. A bunch of it's crafting material that I don't care about. So So let's open these up. Some boosts I don't care about. More T1 resources. Let's go ahead and do the builder's resource chest. Let's see what's in there. Hopefully more resources and not just all speed ups. Boom. 64 million metal. 10 million times 11. So that's what? That's 100 million metal. Over 100 million stone. I guess builders need stone and metal, is what they're telling you. So I just got 40, 104. What's 12 times 13? 136 or something million. I just got an insane amount of T1 resources in a farm that's just about 12 hours old. See, it's at C8. I was actually logging in to complete this build event, which actually was not quite going to get me to tier 2 prizes on this, which was my plan for the farm. But I saw that I won this event and got all these chests, and so it doesn't even matter anymore. So right now, in my main empire, I need energy. I need like 65 million energy. I've got about half of it. So what I'm going to do to make it easier to get, I'm just going to cash in the energy right now. And then I'm going to loot all the energy. And then I'll come back in later and add all the food, the stone, the metal, the gill, and I'll probably just wind up sharing that with all my guild mates. Because I'm over C20 in my main right now, and so really what I need are tier 2 resources and just tons and tons and tons of energy for research. But you know what I could do? So you see this empire now has 88 million energy. And I haven't even used the gold yet to buy anything. But what I could do, I could use all those T1 resources to do Monster Tactics 4 or something like that. So I'll think about that as well. And then we're gonna loot energy from here. So I'll just take that off the vault, even though it's well over anyway. So that's what you want to do. Think about events in a different way. It could be very difficult to complete a build event in your main empire. You usually have to use a bunch of speed ups to do it, and the rewards aren't that great. The rewards will probably look different for you, but think about starting a farm account to complete events, to get big prizes, to get a ton of resources for your main. Like I said, especially on these all day long events that have other events as their components, or the multi-day events. Definitely look into that. And you can boost up a farm really fast, and then just loot it and loot it and loot it till it's dry, and then just abandon that and move on to the next one. So a little bit different than slow and steady wins the race, but definitely effective if you can match up the right events and you can log in often enough to hit the right events, and you're going to score big prizes. You're going to have a bunch of resources for your main account.